Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class we had completed with this chapter, that is human eye and the colorful world, and there we have seen, we have understood that what is a prism, how a scattering of a light occur in prism, as well as we have also understood the atmospheric refraction and what are the different applications where we can see the atmospheric refraction, like why the color of our sky is blue, why the stars twinkle but the planet do not, why the star's position, the actual position of the star does not we cannot see it, we just see the apparent position which is higher than that of the actual position, as well as what will happen if there will be no means what is the color of the space, and you know that it is because of the colloidal particle only which used to scatter the lights, and there is no particle present in the space, no scattering of the light take place, and ultimately it will be black in color. Okay, so these are some of the applications of that of the atmospheric refraction. Today we will going to start with the acid, bases and salt, students. So acid, bases and salt, normally in the lower classes, what is acid? If a single question if somebody asks to you, you will say acid is what? That is sour in taste. Base that is bitter in taste, and salt which is neutral. Okay, so acid is sour in taste and base is what? Bitter in taste. But in this chapter, we will going to study the other definition of the acid, bases and salt. We will try to understand about the H positive ion concentration, hydronium H3O positive ion concentration, or OH negative concentration. We will also understand about the pH also. So generally, if we talk about that of the acid, student, we said it is sour in taste. So how can we say that that it is like if we talk about the citrus fruit? So citrus fruit is what? That is sour in taste. So we will say that it is what? Consisting of the consisting of the citric acid in it. If we talk about vinegar, vinegar is also what? Somewhat sour in taste, so it will consisting of a acetic acid in it. So generally acid is what? That is sour in taste. Now, in order to detect, in order to see that whether the given substance is acidic in nature or not, there are some methods by which we can find it, the substance is acidic or basic, and that is called as the indicators. So there are certain indicators which we call as the acid-base indicator, which help or which indicate that the given substance is acidic or basic. Okay, so let us talk about the acid-base indicator in detail. Acid-base indicator. Acid-base indicators are what, students? These are the indicator. If we talk about the indicator, the term indicator comes from a Latin word that is indicare, and it means to indicate. Indicate means to produce any kind of a sign or symptoms by which we will be able to understand that the given substance is acidic or basic. Okay, so we can define here indicator as an indicator is defined as a substance that gives a visible sign usually by a color change, of the presence of an acid or a base. Acid or base in a solution. Okay, so indicator is what? It is defined as the substance which used to indicate it that whether the given substance is acidic or basic by showing the change in the color. If there will be the change in the color that we will found, so the given substance will be acidic or basic. Now these indicators are also divided into two. The first one is the natural indicator and the second one is the synthetic indicator. Natural indicator or synthetic indicator. Talking about the natural indicator, again it is divided into three types. And that is litmus, red cabbage leaves, and turmeric. Litmus, red cabbage leaves and turmeric. While in case of a synthetic indicator, it is basically divided into two. That is phenolphthalein and the second one is methyl orange. Phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These are what? Natural and that of the synthetic indicator. Now let us try to understand that what happened to that of the natural indicator, how it will help in indicating the solution acidic or basic. So the first one is the litmus. Normally the color of the litmus is what? That is purple. This question asks that what is the actual color of the litmus solution? That is purple in color. It means in a neutral solution it will remain purple. So, litmus. Litmus is what? Generally, the litmus is what? It is purple in color. It is a purple dye extracted from lichens. From lichens. Okay. So, in neutral medium, its color is what? That is purple only. Okay. In neutral medium, the color of the solution is what? That is purple only. While in acidic medium, what happened if we will take now see here, what happened? Normally the color of the litmus is what? It is a purple dye which is extracted from lichen, and in the neutral medium the color of the litmus is again remains the same, that is purple color. What happened if suppose you have taken the lichen solution and kept it in a hydrochloric acid, it will changes its colors to red. Okay, so basically in the acidic medium, the color of the lichens, color of the litmus changes to red in color. While in case of a basic medium, the color changes blue in color. You know that these days in a laboratory we use the litmus as a litmus paper also, and this litmus paper is also of a two type. One is the red color and other one is the blue color. So red we will use in order to detect that whether the given solution is basic or not. If it is basic, then if you put the red litmus in it, it will changes its color to blue in color. It will changes its color to blue in color, which proves that the given solution is basic in nature. What will happen if suppose we will dip this red color in the acidic solution itself? There will be no such change you will find, because we know that the litmus solution remains red in color in an acidic medium. So if we are using the red litmus paper and we are dipping it into the acidic solution itself, there will be no such change in the color that we will find here. Okay. What happened in the basic medium when we use that neutral litmus solution and add it into sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Then it will changes its colors to blue, which proves that the given solution is what? It is basic in nature. Similarly, in case of the if we talk about the blue litmus paper, generally we use the blue litmus paper in order to check that whether the given substance is acidic or not. Okay, so if we dip the blue litmus paper in an acidic solution, which is a hydrochloric acid, then it will changes its colors to red, which proves that the given solution is the acidic in nature. Okay, so this is how the litmus paper or the litmus solution act as an acid base indicator and tell us that the solution is an acidic or basic. This is a very common solution, very common paper that has been used in the laboratory, which is a natural indicator. Let us see the second one, and that is red cabbage leaves. So, red cabbage leaves is also what? It is also a natural indicator. Red cabbage leaves. Red cabbage leaf is also what? It is also a natural indicator. How? See, normally in a neutral medium, the name itself is a red cabbage, so the leaves of the cabbage will be what? It will be red only. So red color of that of in the neutral medium, it is red in color. What happened when we take this red cabbage leaves and dip it into the hydrochloric acid or a sulfuric acid or any other acid, then you will find that it will remain red in color. It means there will be no such change in color we will find if we will dip it into the acidic medium. So it will remain red in color. What happened in the basic solution? So when we take this red cabbage leaves and dip into the in the basic medium like sodium hydroxide or sodium carbonate, it will changes its colors to green. So that said that the red cabbage leaf is what it is. It becomes green in color. So now there is a change in the color in the basic medium. Although there is no such change we will find in the acidic medium, but in the basic medium the color changes, which helps us in telling that the given substance is basic in nature. So here also it is acting as a acid base indicator where it gets converted to green in a basic solution. So red cabbage leaf is also a natural indicator. The next one is the turmeric. Now, what is the natural color of the turmeric? We know that it is yellow color. Okay, so in neutral medium, it is again yellow in color. While in the acidic medium, suppose we have taken the turmeric and put it into the acid, then we will find that there will be no such change in color in that of the turmeric, so it will remain yellow in color. But you have seen that in your white uniform, sometimes there will be stain of cooked vegetables, that is of a turmeric also. So that consisting of a turmeric. So it will becomes yellow in color, and when you wash it with the soap, it becomes red in color. So why is this so? Because turmeric is what? It is a natural indicator. It is an indicator. So when we apply soap on it, soap which is a basic, so when we apply base on it, the color changes to red. So turmeric is what? In a basic medium, it changes its color to red. So in acidic medium, it remains yellow, but in basic medium, it becomes red in color. Okay, so these are some of the natural indicator which help us in telling that whether the given substance is a acidic basic indicator or not. Okay, how it changes its color with the acidic solution or with the basic solution. Synthetic indicator. So in synthetic indicator, the first one is phenolphthalein. What is the color of the natural color of the phenolphthalein? Phenolphthalein is generally colorless. So its neutral medium is what? It is colorless. So in a neutral solution, the color of the phenolphthalein, it will remain colorless. Remain colorless. What happened when we take this phenolphthalein and add it into an acidic medium? Then, say, what is a synthetic indicator? This is an indicator which is prepared, which is a man-made indicator that we can say. Okay, so phenolphthalein and methyl orange is the different types of a synthetic indicator. So acidic medium, in the acidic medium there will be no such change in the color that we will found. It means it will remain colorless here also. But what happened in case of a basic medium? In case of a basic medium, the color changes to pink. That is why phenolphthalein is also used as an indicator for titration. Okay, so it is basic medium, it is pink in color. Changes its color to pink. So phenolphthalein is a synthetic indicator which is used in the process of a titration and for other process also. It is also acid-base indicator, where in acidic medium there will be no such change in the color. It will remain colorless. But as we will add phenolphthalein in a basic medium, it will change its color to pink. Now let us see the next one. Next indicator is methyl orange. Methyl orange. In case of a methyl orange, the natural color or the color in a neutral medium, the methyl orange is this, so obviously the color will also be orange in color. It means in a neutral medium, the color remains the same, that is orange. It is orange in color. But in case of an acidic medium, the color changes to pink. Okay, in acidic medium, the color of the methyl orange, it changes to pink in color, while in case of a basic medium, the color changes to yellow. Okay, so acidic medium, the color is pink, and in basic medium, it is a yellow in color. So this is what, student, this is another synthetic indicator which changes its color in acidic medium as well as in the basic medium also. Now let us see some other kind of an indicator. So this is the indicator in which we can see that there is a change in the color. That is the natural or the synthetic indicator. But there are some of the indicators, students, where we will find that there is a change in the smell also. Means with the help of the smell, by detecting the smell, we are able to find out that whether the given solution is acidic or basic in nature. So such kind of an indicator is called as olfactory indicator. Olfactory means what? Which is related to odor. So, olfactory indicator. Okay, olfactory indicator. So, the first one is the onion juice. It is having its characteristic smell in a neutral medium. So, onion juice, it is in a neutral medium, it is having its characteristic smell. Even when you take this onion juice and add or take a few drops of onion juice and add it to that of the acidic medium, you will find that there will be no change in the smell. It means the characteristic smell will remains the same itself. So in the acidic medium, smell, characteristic smell. Okay. While in basic medium, smell cannot be detected. Smell cannot be detected. So onion juice, characteristic smell is there. Acidic medium is also, there will be no such change in the smell happens. But in case of a basic medium, we will find that the smell, that the characteristic smell of the onion juice, it cannot be detected. The next one is the vanilla essence. Is also an olfactory indicator. So vanilla essence. Vanilla essence. So, in vanilla essence also, it is having the smell of vanilla. The characteristic smell of vanilla will be there. And in acidic medium, we will found that there will be no such change in the smell of the vanilla occur. But again, in the basic medium, there will be change in the smell. It means the smell cannot be detected. If we talk about the clove oil, clove or garlic, both of them, clove oil. So, even in the clove oil, the clove is having its smell. That characteristic smell will remain in the neutral medium, will remain present in the acidic medium. But again, in the basic medium, we cannot detect the smell. Okay, so these was some of the examples of the olfactory indicator where we found that with the help of the smell, we are able to detect the presence of the acid or basic substance. If it is a basic, smell cannot be detected. If it is an acidic, smell remain present in it. We can do an experiment also with all these by taking all the three onion juice, vanilla essence, as well as clove oil. And we will take the few test tube in which we will put acid and base, and individually, each one by one, we can drop a few drops of vanilla essence in an acid in a test tube which consisting of acid, then in the base. Then we will detect that whether the smell can be detected or not. Then we will take another test tube keeping the acid and base in a different test tube, and then we will drop the clove oil and check detect the presence of the its smell, and finally we can do the same thing with the vanilla essence also. Okay, so by doing this experiment we can conclude, we can understand that with the help of the smell also we are able to detect that presence of acid or base. That's why it is an indicator which we call as an olfactory indicator, students. Okay. Now, sometimes the question asked regarding that of the question can be asked on the basis of by asking that if a litmus solution will be used into the HCl, or if the phenolphthalein is used into the sodium hydroxide, or red cabbage leaves are used in sodium carbonate, what kind of a changes that we can see. So with the help of this we are able to detect, we are able to tell that what kind of a changes that we found if we were going to dip all these substances into it.